I can never actively root for a player to be injured, but I am actively rooting against the Seattle Seahawks because the Jets own their first round pick thanks to the Jamal Adams trade, and we just found out Russell Wilson may be out 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, Joe Douglas, you dirty dog, you. Jets, Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, I go live every Monday night, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock with the Jets X Factor guys. And then Tuesday, I go live with O'Leary, Greenbean, and myself, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock for our Tuesday Talking Jets panel. So make sure you tune into both of those to ask us all your Jet-related questions. But let's move on to our topic of the day. And that is Russell Wilson could be missing 6 to 8 weeks of the season due to a torn tendon actually, in his middle finger. We watched the game last night, and he took a gnarly shot on, I believe it was Aaron Donald's arm, and bending that finger back, and it looked like a mallet, just a gnarly finger all hooked over and whatnot. And it was gross, it was nasty, they showed it way too many times on TV. But, you know what? I was actively rooting against the Seattle Seahawks last night, so watching Russell Wilson go out, I was like, all right, well, that at least makes it a little bit more likely that the Seahawks lose. And I thought he would come back in. It looked like just a dislocated finger, but turns out ruptured tendon and gonna need surgery. Had surgery today, but he's going to be missing a bunch of time, which begs the question, where will the Jets draft picks wind up falling? Right now, the Jets currently own the third overall pick, but we're going to win a bunch more games. We're trending up. I'm expecting pick 32 or so. No, I'm looking forward to just hoping for the Jets to win games, because now the Seahawks are going to be without their starting quarterback, top 5 quarterback, Russell Wilson, and they currently own the 13th overall pick. And if you're doing the math, hardest division in the NFL in the NFC West, and Seattle having a putrid defense, letting up a ton of points each game, Geno Smith enters the ring as the backup quarterback. Will have to put up about 30 points a game to keep them competitive. So even with Russell Wilson, I didn't think the Seahawks were going to be that good. I thought maybe fringe playoff team based on what we've seen so far this season. And this is all sorts of interesting, because not only is it 6 to 8 weeks, but there's a possibility that Russell shuts it down for the year, because he is a long-term quarterback. That's someone you don't want to risk a potentially blown season on to rush him back and possibly injure him more. So more than likely what's going to happen is if Seattle winds up losing a few games, you're going to see, maybe they sit around 4-9 or so or something like that when Russell could be coming back or whatever the math works out to be. But say the Seahawks are out of playoff contention, do they shut Russell Wilson down for the year? Especially if Russell is kind of thinking like, hey, I was kind of trying to get out of here anyway before the season, and now maybe that kind of winds up possibly floating around his head this year. Who knows? I'm all sorts of excited because the Jets, while I would like to see us get some more wins, I do think we'll probably wind up with a top 10 to top 12 pick. The Seahawks could wind up with a top 10 pick as well. The Jets could own 2 picks in the top 10. And if you're really looking at the draft board, it's actually wild to think this. And I don't know if mathematically it works out, but there is the potential that 3 teams could own 7 of the top 10 picks in this draft, which is just bonkers. You think the Jets own the Seahawks pick, the Giants own the Bears pick, and then the Eagles own the Dolphins and the Colts pick. So I guess you kind of have to hope Wentz stays healthy and still plays bad. So it's definitely a long shot, but man, could you imagine if 7 of those picks were held by just 3 teams? That opens the door for the Jets like no other, especially with us signing John Franklin Myers yesterday. It is so exciting because the Jets seem like they may have figured out edge, and with Bryce Huff coming up, this is exciting because you may not have to spend that pick on a top edge rusher like you may have been planning, and then you can start trading down and accumulating picks in future years. I have no problem with the Jets trading out of a top 5 pick potentially to get a first round pick next year as well. Load up on picks, boys. Guys, let me know how you feel about the Russell Wilson injury. Are you upset? Are you a Seahawk fan? Let me know how you feel about Jamal Adams, because I do want to know, are you guys still loving that trade? Because I know I am. Boys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, Go Jets.